So another fight. Well, this is fights actually that I want you to talk about. Vazquez versus Marquez. They went at it 4 times.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna have you go individually, but can you just talk to me about that experience of covering those fights? Those fights were just absolute wars.
I mean, it's one of the best, rivalries that we've seen in boxing in 50 years, right? Two men who were each terrific, each great, making the perfect matchups. And it culminated. Well, it didn't culminate because they did have that fourth fight that was won by
Marquez.
Marquez. Yeah, thank you. And I think Vazquez was not quite what he was in those earlier fights, but still Marquez gets credit for the win, of course, as he should. But the third fight was the one that, again, in an outdoor setting that has become an iconic setting, even in a relatively short period of time, the tennis center in Carson, California, next to the soccer stadium. It's had 4 different names, right, over the course of time. The sponsors.
I call it the StubHub Center. You can't.
Yeah, StubHub Center. Yeah, it feels like
Home Depot Center, Affinity
And now
Insurance.
it's Infinity.
Oh my
Right.
goodness.
Oh, by the way, I'm going to stop here and tell you a story, and I'll come back to this. I was at the. It was one that was called the. What was it called? The Home. The Home Depot Center. So they came to me, and it was a fight we were doing about Victor Chinian was in it and whatever. And the fans, it was bad weather, really bad weather, but a fair number of fans came anyway. And that was kind of a little bit part of the story. So Steve Albert was supposed to lead me, and I was going to talk about that. And he leads me, and I said, yeah. I said, one thing about these fans, they're knowledgeable and they're passionate about boxing. When they come to the Home Box Office Center, they enjoy themselves. Home Box Office Center. That is, of course, the name of HBO, our competitor, instead of Home Depot Center. And Steve Albert looks at me and he said, that's your YouTube moment, isn't it? I said, yes, it is. I didn't get fired over that, which is good.
Good.
Anyway, that fight at the Home Depot Center, right, was miraculous. It's one of the best fights I've announced. It was just, an astonishing fight. And both men were amazing. It was a star-studded audience, from Jack Nicholson to Sylvester Stallone to whoever else you want to mention. And those two men laid everything on the line, and it came right down to the end, and could have gone either way. It was just an amazing experience.
For sure.